The entire team had passed away during one of the missions, and it has the mortality rate, it's not that great. So
something happened during this.
Something happened, and these were people I'd known for 20 years or more.
You seem a little emotional.
Well, they were very close friends of mine. It's not worth me right now getting involved with these projects anymore because it's too dangerous because of everything I'm trying to get out to the world. But at the same time, it's good to know that they're still working on these projects to help, figure out the physics behind them and the science.
Emery, we've talked about these scientists that you would see through this time device, and you said they were 100 years old. Where'd they come from, and why were they so old? Welcome to Cosmic Disclosure. I'm your host, George Norrie, and I'm here with Emery Smith. Time travel technologies, do they exist? And if so, how are they being used? Emery, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, George.
Time travel technologies, exactly what is it and what's involved with it?
Well, what they're trying to do and replicate is portal technology that they have discovered from an earthly origin a very, very long time ago. And there is a connection between this type of traveling that also affects time and space. So they are trying to actually replicate that and make that into electronics and make a synthetic version of this. And they have actually done this. They have not perfected it yet.
Now, when you say they, who are we talking about?
We're talking about the compartmentalized projects that the security is only run by the military, but the project itself could be owned by, major corporations that are clandestine that get funded by the governments around the world to make other technologies for them, whether it be for, wartime, peacetime, or pharmaceutical. So these monies that are made from these smaller projects that they're doing funds their secret projects such as time travel and things like this.
So specifically, Emery, how does time travel work? Because we hear all kinds of things and all kinds of possibilities.
Well, the first thing you need is a lot of energy, number one. A lot of the side effects of these zero-point energy over unity devices create this type of rip in time and space. And it has to do with enfolding space on itself, actually, and opening up the space within time, right here in front of you. Because that right there is how our extraterrestrials actually travel through the universe and interdimensionally. They're creating their own field of energy, number one, which is their own gravitational field that they sit in. That's why they can do these billion-mile-an-hour right-hand turns and nothing happens to them, because they're in their own field. And by putting energy and focusing it in front of these craft, they can actually open up interdimensionally a space rift in time and go through it. And that's why they sometimes just poof, disappear in space.
Do they have like a dial on any apparatus and they could click it to 3015 and poof, you'll show up there?
Well, it's kind of like that, but it's called consciousness-assisted technology, and it's all done with their consciousness. The craft also are integrated with the beings. Some of them are actually grown, these craft, and they are matched to the DNA of the pilot. So all the pilot has to do is think of that dial turning to 350 whatever degrees and poof, they're gone.
There they are.
Yep.
The more and more I watch you on Cosmic Disclosure, I hear new information that just boggles my mind. In this particular case, how do they use this kind of technology?
Well, what they're doing is, like I said, time is a very sensitive subject with the physicists and the scientists around the world that are not part of the clandestine projects, because it's a hard thing to grasp because time really doesn't exist. And what's going on is there's multiple levels of time right now and multiple different types of realities and dimensions. So there is a dimension right now, just within a different frequency right now, where you are here and I'm here, and it's just a little bit different. Maybe these coffee cups are not here, or the cameras, or it might be some different people, because there's many different levels. The hardest thing to explain is that time is irrelevant because you are already here everywhere, all the time, which means, and that sounds confusing.
But don't go back and see your grandfather, right?
Right. And that's a big question I get. Like, what if you go back in time and you did something? Well, you just created another time reality. So that's another space of time. But you're still where you're at right now. And if you think you can go back and remove the coffee mug, and then all of a sudden, it's not there, it doesn't work that way at all.
I mean, if you wanted to go back into time and do away with Hitler and prevent World War II and the Holocaust and all that horror that he created, what would happen if you went back into time, took care of him, got rid of him, and what would the consequences be?
Consequences would not affect you because in this reality, that never happened.
Interesting. But would there be a reality somewhere
There is.
where it did happen?
Correct.
And what would happen there?
Well, it's what's happening right now. That's the paradigm here, is trying to put all that together, saying, okay, there are multiple dimensional realities and there's multiple different types of time zones that we are all part of. We're interdimensional, multiple dimension beings. And that's where frequency comes in with DNA and genetics and how, we affect, other worlds and other places in the universe, where the light we see from the stars today, that star might already be out. But because of this distance and time continuum, we don't, really think about that and realize that.
What if there are other universes, the multiverse exists?
Oh, right.
Would different time things occur in those different universes?
Right, exactly. I get that question a lot too. So the different universes have, another George and another Emery there. And at this time, you have to realize that it's a whole nother timeline that we're part of, but we're not because we're here. That's the best way I could put it.
These programs, I'll call them the time programs.
Sure.
Were you involved with them specifically? And if so, what did you do?
Well, there was a program I was involved with where they were using a special type of Teslatron unit where we would take a watch in with us in this small hexagon room and spend, supposedly 55 minutes in there. And I remember the first time after working with this project for many years to even become one of the people to go into it, that you have two watches and you put one in your locker room, you lock it up, you take the other one with you into this device. And the first time, after waiting 2 years to get into it, I was so thankful that I was finally able to get the proper security clearance and to get into this device. And going into this device as they ramp it up, I remember hearing, after just 15 minutes, this knock at the door saying, okay, Smith, it's, you need to come out now, we're done. Because I heard the system ramp up.
Probably you were in there 9 years and didn't know it, right?
Well, exactly. I was in there for a whole hour. And I had no
What did
idea.
it feel
So
like?
when I came out, I was so upset. I was so distraught, saying, man, what happened? Did the system have a malfunction? And then all the scientists are looking at each other, and they're all like over 100 years of age, and they're laughing. And they said, oh, didn't you check your watch in your locker? And I said, no. So, I missed a good 30, 45 minutes.
And didn't even know it.
And I did not know it because the 15 minutes I was in there, really, I felt, it was an amazing experience. You can see the universe, you could see space, you could, it actually detoxes you and teletransports toxins out of your body. Sometimes people lose up to 15 pounds in these trips that they go in there.
In one sitting?
In one sitting, in 55 minutes. And I always asked, well, where does that go? Because I still have the same hydration when they did the blood test, and I'm not dehydrated, but yet all the horrible negative ionic bacteria, viruses, and metals in my body were taken out. So people that are really toxic that go in there, really a lot of the stuff
They come back healthy.
Right, they come back very healthy. It's used to treat cancers for the elites of the world. Even our presidents.
What's the
have
machine
been there.
look like, Emery?
It's a hexagon room, and inside the hexagon room is a glass wall. The hexagon room is only about 8 feet in diameter, so
So
it
it's
can
small.
only fit a small massage table that's in there. And 3 feet beyond the massage table is a 3-inch glass or plexiglass wall, and behind that is this giant Teslatron unit. And it amps up this amazing electromagnetic frequency where it rips time and space apart. A lot of side effects of zero-point energy devices do this, and a lot of scientists that have, including Tesla, have witnessed this and wrote this down, that there's some field, this sphere that forms, which has happened to me in my laboratories, where the time is getting distorted for a moment.
Sure.
But with this device, they really perfected it pretty well. Where we always were trying to find out, wow, there must be some dimension somewhere where someone's sitting there, maybe an extraterrestrial, and a big wad of fat comes down and hits them in the face, or some toxins, someone just jumps a bucket of something. So it's not perfected yet because they're still trying to find out, well, where does that go? Where did the tumor go? Where did the cancer go, the cells? Where did these viruses go?
So they're just gone.
They're just gone.
How does it work in terms of curing people?
They're still trying to figure it out, and the best way I could describe it is it somehow attracts the negative ionic components of viruses and tumors and also metals that are not beneficial for the body. It latches onto them somehow through this energy field that's in there, and it teletransports those things out somewhere.
It sounds like it also changes the bad cells. Does it?
I don't think it changes the bad cells. I'm pretty sure it removes the bad cells, but it upregulates the frequency of the DNA. It also helps fight infections and things like this. Usually, once you get out of one of these devices, for me, I could not sleep for 3 days and be completely fine. You have a great urge to work out. I think I ran the furthest after having a treatment on one of these devices because I used to jog a lot and work out a lot. And that was very noticeable. And they said this would happen. They said you will have an immense amount of energy and you will have an immense amount of cognitive function. And, meditation was just amazing. You can immediately just, close your eyes and be anywhere you want. If you were a good meditator and you knew how to do these, just regular meditation steps. So it has amazing functionality to the frequency of the DNA of the cell and the nucleolus of the cell, and also upregulating those energies, because it's all about keeping your body at the right voltage. And I think by removing the contaminants out of the body, which affects your voltage, it allows you to heal yourself.
Interesting.
In our studies, just with this one project, and there's many projects we'll talk about, but with this specific project, you're really going in there to get treated for something, for an ailment.
Okay.
But what the side effect is time.
Right.
Losing time.
You lose time, but you don't age.
Right. And that's why all these scientists in this underground facility in New York, actually, were so young and vibrant and over 100 years of age. And I remember, working on some things for them just as a technician, listening to their conversations, and they were talking like they knew Tesla. And they had a lot
They probably did.
I know. It was electrifying to know, wow, I wish I really knew exactly how old they were. And this is a civilian-owned device that was made from naval scientists that retired early.
And it must be so perfected now, I would guess, right?
Well, I think they're trying to do something. I tried to contact them a few years ago to see if we could maybe get this technology out to the public. And one of the head scientists became ill, and I had lost contact, with that group. But we're still trying to figure it out. I think it's going to resurface soon because the medical benefits of this time-traveling device is unprecedented. They were able to cure HIV in 30 days, herpes. And
by being in the device?
Just by being in the device 3 times a week.
Does it cure everything?
Well, I don't know about everything. Just the documentation I've seen and heard was, with cancers and herpes and HIV, STDs, because a lot of the...
Well, why do they suppress all that stuff, Emery? Why don't they bring it
the
to
FDA
the public?
will definitely not approve that device, no matter how much documentation they have.
Why?
Well, you're going up against Big Pharma, the big money maker. They need you to take these pills.
So you're saying they don't want the cures?
They do not want the cures. And I can, attest to that, being the inventor of the first tabletop stem cell concentrator and submitting many documents to the FDA of, helping paralyzed patients and things like this. And, you can send in 1,000 studies, of a new technology that many scientists have tried to do here in the United States.
And nothing happens.
And nothing happens. They say, oh, you need more data. So they just keep leading you on till you get so tired and you run out of money, because most scientists and smaller corporations don't have that kind of capital to keep testing and testing and testing.
Emery, we've talked about these scientists that you would see through this time device, and you said they were 100 years old. Where'd they come from, and why were they so old?
Well, It's not that when I was inside the device, they're the ones who invented this device.
Okay.
And they were definitely born on Earth. They were all ex-military scientists that retired.
They have worked with Tesla.
They obviously had worked with Tesla, the way I can hear them talking behind the scenes and joking around. They were all in excellent shape. They were all over 100 years of age. They were still aging. They didn't get that secret figured out yet. But the fact that these people in these compartmentalized projects who have been there forever, by the way, these are civilian-owned compartmentalized projects, but they are ran by ex-military scientists.
Emery, how advanced are we, in your opinion, and based on things you saw, is our time travel program? How advanced is it?
Well, they can do it, okay? It's not that effective, such as I would probably say a recent offer I got to come back to a project because the entire team had passed away during one of the missions, and it has the mortality rate. It's not that great. So
something happened during the
something happened, and these are people I'd known for 20 years or more.
You seem a little emotional.
Well, they were very close friends of mine in the projects. I have not talked to them in forever. But when I was notified of this position, first thing I asked was, well, how is Commander so-and-so? How is this person? How is that person? And they said, well, there was an incident.
Oh, geez.
And then I knew, and they just said, that's why we want you. And so just like an astronaut that goes up to space to risk his life or to the moon.
And they go there knowing
that, you might have just a 70% chance of survival. There is these numbers and ratios that scientists come up with. So it's not worth me right now getting involved with these projects anymore because it's too dangerous because of everything I'm trying to get out to the world. But at the same time, it's good to know that they're still working on these projects to help, figure out the physics behind them and the science. And a lot of these projects, have mission-oriented goals for time travel. One of the missions I had been on as a young sergeant was to go through these types of portals and time travel devices to just collect certain amount of rocks and dirt and flora and fauna.
And the future, I guess.
Right. And I don't know where exactly I was on the planet or even if I was on this planet. And we would only be gone. It was always a specific 15 minutes in and out. But as we get back, we'd be gone 3 or 4 hours. In real time, at this time.
But when you came back, how much time had gone by?
3 or 4 hours. I was only gone 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then everyone gets pulled out.
That's not too long. It's not like you came back and 40 years had gone by.
No,
right?
Correct. But I know space travel, this is where it gets into the big time thing. With further, you go away from the Earth, that you're losing time because time here is speeding up as you're not.
If you liked this video and you want to see more amazing content, go ahead and check out the next video on our channel.